Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fit and fine. Today we are going to start with Unit 3, 3.4. The name of the poem is The Brook on page number 68. Now, this poem is written by Lord Alfred Tennyson. He traces the journey of a brook from its origin to its mouth through very simple. The poem conveys a very deep message in a very subtle manner. The refrain in the poem, "But I go forever," tells us that nature is eternal, where we all are short lived. We may come and go, but nature stays forever. Now, when you will go through this poem, you will enjoy a lot. And this is a journey of a brook. Brook is a small stream. Here, the brook is narrating its own journey. So, let us start with the poem. This poem is written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. He was a British poet, and the brook was written in 1886. In the brook, the refrain "For man may come and man may go, but I go on forever" describes the poem a central idea that human life is short lived and insignificant, while nature is powerful and enduring. So, let us start with the poem. I come from hoods of coot and hun. I make a sudden sally and sparkle out among the fun. To beaker down a valley, by 30 hills I hurry down, or sleeps between the ridges. By 20 thropes a little town, and 100 bridges. The last by Philip's farm I flow, to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Let us see the next stanza. I chatter over stony ways in little sharp and trebles. I bubble into a edling bass. I babble on the pebbles. With many a curve my banks I fret, and many a field and fallow, and many a fairy foreland set, and with willow, weed, and mallow. I chatter as I flow, to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, I go on forever. Now let us see the third stanza. I wind about and in and out, with here a blossom selling, and here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling, and here and there a foamy flake upon me as I travel, with many a silvery water break above the golden gravel, and draw them all along and flow, to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Let us see the last stanza of the poem. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance among my scheming shallow. I make the netted sunbeam dance against my sandy shallow. I murmur under moon and stars, I bramble wilderness. I linger by a stingy bars, I loiter round my creases, and out again I curve and flow, to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, but I will go forever. By Alfred Lord Tennyson. So now let us start with the explanation of the first stanza. I come from haunts of coot and hun. I make a sudden sally, and sparkle out among the fun, to bicker down a valley. Here, haunt means a place that one visit often, where one spends lot of time. Coot and hun are the water birds. Sally is a long journey. Fern is a green plant with long stems, feathery leaves, and no flowers. Bicker run noisily. Now see the first stanza. The brook here narrates its story to us. It says that it comes from places where birds such as the coots and herons are often found. Then it makes a sudden quick journey to shine brightly among ferns, or to run noisily down a valley. I hope you have understood the first stanza of the poem. Let us see the second stanza. By 30 hills I hurry down, or sleep between the ridges. By 20 thropes a little town, and half a hundred bridges. Here ridges means a high edge along a mountain. Thrope is a old English word for a village. So let us see the explanation. It hurries down 30 hills or sleeps between the ridges. Next to 20 small villages, a little town, and more than 50 bridges. So here the brook itself is speaking. Okay, so I hope you have understood the second stanza also. Now let us start with the third stanza of the poem. Till last by the Phillips farm I flow, to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Here brimbling means full. So here the brook is telling that at last it flows by Phillips farm to join the already full river. The brook says that man may come and man may go, but I will go and forever. The fourth stanza, I chatter over stony ways in little sharps and trebles. I bubble into addling bass, I babble on the pebbles. Chatter means to make a noise as if talking very fast. Sharps and treble, musical sound. Addling, moving in a circular way. Bubble, to move like a bubbles. Bay, a part of the coast where the land curves in so that sea is surrounded by the land on the three sides. Babble means to make murmuring sound, water flowing over the stone. So now here the brook makes a chattering musical noise as it travels over the stony path. It travels in bubble in fast moving circles of water near bays, or it noisily travels over the pebbles. So in this way the brook moves with making different types of sound. Now let us see the fourth stanza. With many a curves my bank I freight, by many a field and fallow, and many a fairy foreland set with willow, weed and mallow. Freight means wear out. Fallow, uncultivated land. Fairy foreland, here it refers to a scenic place that looks like an entrance to a fairyland. Willowweed, a tree that grows near water and has long thin branches that hang down. Mallow, a plant with a purple flower. Now let us see the explanation. Here the brook is traveling with many curves and grumbling by the side of many fields or uncultivated patches of land. It passes by many fairy forelands that have willow, weed or mallow. I hope you have understood the fifth paragraph of the poem. Now let us start with the next paragraph, that is, I chatter, chatter as I flow to join the brimbling river. For man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Now here the brook is telling that she is chattering as it flows to join the already full river, and the brook says that man may come and man may go, but it flows forever. I hope you have understood till here. Let us start with the seventh stanza. I went about and in and out, with here a blossom selling, and here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling. Here blossom means flower, lusty means healthy and strong, trout, a type of river fish, grayling, a freshwater fish with a long fin. Let us see the explanation part. Now here the brook is telling what? It winds in and out while a few blossoms sails on it. Okay. Here and there you will find a lusty trout or graying in the waters of the brook. You can see the fish are going here and there in that stream. As the stream is flowing, in that flow even the fishes are also flowing with making different types of sound over there. Let us see the next stanza. And here and there a foamy flake upon me as I travel, with many a silvery water break above the golden gravel. Now what do you mean by flake? Flake means small, the pieces of something. Okay. Water break, a place in a brook where the surface of the water is broken by irregularities on the bottom. Gravel, small round stone. So now here what the brook is telling, and here and there a foamy flake. Now the brook is telling that when it moves at that time, it has small and flat pieces of something when it is flowing. Okay, upon me as I travel, when it moves at that time. Okay, upon me as I travel with many a silvery water break, and there when it is flowing at that time, there is lot of what water breaks, and sometimes it has golden gravel also. Golden gravel means, as I said, that small rounded stones. Let us see the 8th stanza of the poem. And draw them all along and flow to join the brimbling river, for man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Now here what the brook is telling, when it is flowing at that time, whatever is coming in the middle of the flow, at that time it is taking everything and moving, and he is telling that man may come and man may go, man will come and go, but I go and forever. My journey is what? My journey is unstoppable. I am moving and moving. Okay, so now let us see the next stanza of the poem. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance among the scheming shallows. I make my netted sunbeam dance against my sandy shallows. Now here gloom means to move in a dark places. Scheming shallows means shallows that touch the brook lightly and quickly as they fly over it. Netted like a net. Shallow, an area of the brook where water is not very deep. So here what the brook is telling, when I am moving what? I am sleeping, I sliding, I gloom, I glance. So it draws them all along with it. The brook sleeps and slides and moves in a dark places, or looks about here and there as swallows scheme on its surface. It makes patterns that look like nets, and the sunbeams dance against the shallow sands below it. Okay, so let us see the next stanza. I murmur under moon and star in brambly wilderness. I linger by my shingy bars. I loiter round my crevices. Bramble means full of prickly shrubs. Wilderness, an uncultivated region. Linger, to take a long time to leave or disappear. Singly, full of singles, sings, that is small, rounded, and pebbles or stones. Loiter means to move slowly around, and crevices is a small plants. Now here what the brook is telling, when I move, I whisper softly under the moon and stars, and the wilderness thick with brambles. Now it means the brook moves slowly by the bars full of singles or around in its creases. Okay, I hope you have understood the poem till this. Now let us see with the last stanza of our poem. And out again I curve and flow to join the brimbling river, for man may come and man may go, but I go on forever. Now here what the poet is telling, that when it flows, it is in a curving way and it joins the full river. It go and meet the sea. The brook says that man may come and man may go, but it flows for and ever. So the brook is telling that man will come and man will go, but I will go on for. So it was a beautiful poem written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Here in last, the poet wants us to convey through this poem that just like Brook, we too have to face various obstacles in life, but we need to overcome them and move on and complete our journey. I hope you have understood this poem. Thank you and have a nice day. Like a brook, enjoy to your fullest. Have a nice day.